What's up? It's Guru Jojo, and basically in this video, I know I got a lot of lights on right now, but I'm really bringing light to an area that I think can be very helpful for a lot of people who's into creative endeavors. This could even be situations happening to you at work. However, I'm going to be explaining this through my experiences being an independent music artist, basically. I'm here to tell you the truth. Okay, hurt people, and this is a problem, a huge issue in the music industry if you're starting off as an independent artist. If you're already we're signed to a label or something like that, and you've gotten your exposure, and now your label contract is up and you have intentions of being an independent artist, that's a completely different story. Also too, I want to mention there's plenty of YouTube channels that talk about this kind of stuff. My video in particular has nothing to do with me trying to talk about the music industry or on a broad dynamic. This is literally probably one video that I'm doing that's actually going to be related to something, I'm bringing spiritual awareness to something that could be going on for a lot of people, especially like I said, in the music industry, independent music industry and whatnot. So basically, there's a couple different ways to get your music out there when you're an independent artist. One of the main first ways is to get on playlist. That's one of the best ways. You send your track to a playlist curator or something like that. I could be saying it wrong. It's CURATOR, something like that. You can send your track over to them, and then they can choose to put you on a playlist. Most of these promotions don't care. I feel like you could just pay for it, and they may put you on, most likely. But in general, there's different ones that have different genres and stuff like that for Apple Music, Spotify, and whatnot. Today, it's very easy to do, to get on a playlist because of the COVID-19. A lot of people need money. So here's the thing. Here's what's really going on. A lot of these music promotions are just to make you feel like you're not as good as you are. And that's why, a lot of times people who do music, they can come off very cocky. There's really a need to be that way because there's a lot of dark stuff that happens behind the scenes when you're an independent artist. So for one, like I said, you can get on a playlist, okay? Issue being is that most of these playlists are fake. The next thing you could do is you can get your music promoted. The issue being that most of these promotions are fake. Most of these promotions and stuff are fake. Why? Because people need money. But you want to know the real big reason why? Because most of these people who do these music promotions, they wanted to make it in the music industry. So this is a huge issue itself because these people have not healed from whatever didn't work out in their past, and now this revenge is being placed upon new independent artists who hope to get exposure. So what's happening is there's these people who didn't make it in the industry, and they're out to plant revenge on everyone else who's trying to make it in the industry. That's what's going on right now. So if you're an independent artist and you're questioning, my music's decent, I thought it was pretty good, I've shared it with friends, maybe they like it, or you just know within yourself your music's pretty decent, you pretty much studied this stuff, you know how to put it together, and for some reason you start a promotion, everything's fine, and as soon as the promotion ends, for some reason you lose all your listeners. Huge sign of a fake music promotion. If your music's decent, I promise you this, people will still listen to your music. I'm not saying that however much the promotion was for, that's how many people will continue listening, but there should be still some people listening to your music. If everyone completely stops listening, you got set up for that revenge plan that I'm speaking about. So this is a huge issue if you're a person that's trying to make it in some type of entertainment field, whether it be music, whether it be acting, or just being on reality TV, whatever it be. I see this on a broad dynamic. You got damaged egos now having power, having a position of power to have control over people that they were once in their position. You get what I'm saying? So it's like these damaged egos now in control of people who are trying to make it. It don't make sense. It just don't. And that's the problem though. Like a lot of people who are doing music promotions, they are attracted to that industry because of one, the money, and then two, because they have the intentions of putting revenge on others. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I feel like I'm saying it a little bit funny, but they have intentions of seeking revenge, and it's that weird kind of revenge because it's not necessarily that, you know, somebody did something, like that person directly did something to them, so now they're just trying to do that back in return. It's just like a issue a person has within themselves because they didn't make it, so it's like nobody else can make it. Like, you know, it's like one of those revenges that's going on. It's very subconscious, you know. That's the problem right now. It's a huge issue. There's people who had their egos shattered and they should not be in control of, you know, helping other people. So it's a huge issue because, you know, a lot of people don't operate so highly to the point. What I'm saying is like they're not so transformed from their ego issues to be able to actually care about somebody else's success in something that they want to be successful in. I mean, you see it today. You know, a lot of people won't support you because they want to be a musical artist, or they want to be a painter, or they want to be a jewelry designer. You know what I'm saying? Or they want to be a hairstylist. So they don't even support, you know, their peers. So my thing is like, imagine a person like this in charge of something like promoting your work. And then you have no access to seeing what's really going on at all. The only thing you could see is that you paid for your work to be exposed to a community of people who would enjoy your content. And, you know, so for example, on Spotify, things usually stay within that 28-day period. So once that 28 days is over, your listeners are like rebooted. And so my thing is, you notice, okay, on something like Spotify, suddenly that when that 28 period comes to an end, you lose everyone who was just listening to your content. Huge sign that wasn't a real promotion, and you are made to feel confused, basically, because the people who most likely was in charge of that promotion, they were made to feel that way in some way when they were in the music industry. So now they are just trying to implement that same emotional experience on others. Hurt people concept. Simple. That's what's going on right now. It's a huge problem. So it's really sad, but my main point of making this video is, for one, to at least put out the message to other people who may be wanting to, you know, be an independent artist and put their work out there. Be careful with these promotions, especially right now because of COVID-19. People are just trying to make money. And like I said, the main issue is most of these people, they wanted to make it in the music industry. And if they didn't, like, you know, make it in the music industry really that well, they don't have good intentions. Their only intentions is almost just to watch you behind the scenes and see if you're going to make it and kind of hang on to you in some way. Most of the time. Or their just intentions is just to make you feel bad and make you feel like what you're doing ain't shit. And sometimes we do need to be, you know, told that, like we need to see that, like maybe we need to make some changes, whatever it be. But in general, like you should know if your music's decent. Like for me, for example, I know my music's not the best, but I know my music's not horrible. Like I'm not stupid. I have a pretty good sense of judgment. I know that my music's it could be a little bit eccentric, but it's not something that, you know, if I'm getting my music supposedly promoted to people like maybe in like a indie hip hop or alternative hip hop industry, there should be people still listening to my stuff. Now, if you go and promote my music out to a bunch of country people or something like that, yeah, most likely they probably won't listen to my music. But a lot of times what's happening, these people who's promoting your music, they're not promoting it to people. Okay, they just have some sort of system that's allowing for you to have plays. So that's why it's important to use things like Spotify for artists, because you could kind of see who's playing your music. For the, like, you can't see exactly who, but you see like where the source is coming from and stuff. And there's a section where it says other. That's, to me, other is like a little bit of, it's like a huge sign that your music may not be played by others, like real people. It could be played by something else, like a system or something like that, like some sort of operation system. So that's like a huge sign. But there's even, your music could say that it's being played from, anywhere, and it may not be really what it is. So it's important to really have a pretty good sense of confidence in your work and make sure that your work is up to par. And if you know that it is decent, then you should know that if you are promoting your work out to others, if it is on a playlist, if your music is being heard by others, that you should continue to have people listening to your music. Now, I'm not saying that you should expect to have the same amount of people that is in the total promotion still listening to your content after like a 28-day period on something like Spotify. But there should be some people still listening to your music if your music is this decent and it was being promoted to the proper genre and stuff like that. And if you have a decent promoter, they should be promoting your music to a proper genre. That's how you know a lot of this stuff is not real, because it's like, who are these people to know a bunch of people to know that they like this genre and stuff? You got to think about things like that, And so you could do a lot of research. And I've researched, and a lot of these people who were promoting my music, I noticed that they were once musicians or they were once DJs or something like that, and now they're not doing too well. So a lot of it is just fake, and they're out there to hurt you indirectly, make you feel like your music or your creations are not as good as what they are. And that's why there's a very, very strong need to feel a sense of confidence in yourself and in your work, and work hard to feel that sense of confidence, and so you can know when something ain't right. Okay. And also too, don't be fooled by people's acknowledgement of dishonesty happening with these promotions, and then their website may look a little bit nicer and they may talk very well or something. And my thing is, like, when I started first putting my music out, okay, not the first time, I put my music out first in like 2018. But then, in 2019 and whatnot, I put my music out again, and I started these promotions, and this is what was happening to me. Like, I was paying actually a decent amount of money, not like these obvious fake promotions that be like $10, and it's just like fake promotions. Like, I was paying like $100 or more, and the promotions were not real, they were fake. And whoever, and I'm not going to name the person or anything, but this person was a past like DJ or something like that. I think, and they're not from this country. I don't think they were from the United States. I have no idea. I don't even remember, to be honest. I don't even care. I don't even want to mention their name or anything. My point being is that whoever this person supposedly was or whatever, they were just doing this in order to make money, okay? Because they might have saw the way that I live. That's why I don't like to show certain things, because I'm telling you, I attract the worst people. And the person was trying to make me feel like my music really wasn't good enough, and they were just telling me a bunch of bull crap. My point being is that don't think too, just because you're paying more necessarily, that the promotion is real. It still most likely is not real. It's very difficult to receive a real promotion today. Even if they're popping up on Instagram, on Facebook, talking about how most of these promotions are fake. Again, you could be paying money, and I've seen behind the scenes, there's things like Apple Music, okay, for artists, you can look to see who's really playing your music. Spotify for artists, you could look to see who really is playing your music. I've done these type of promotions, and I've seen bull crap. There was one time I literally paid a good amount of money, and I realized like there was nothing happening. I think the person thought I didn't know that there was Apple for artists, like Apple Music for artists, and I'm like, okay, like there's nothing happening. Nobody, like, you didn't even put my music out for people to listen to. And I just never did the promotion again when I saw what was really happening. I'm like, this person thinks I'm stupid, because on Apple Music, they don't have that exposed. But I had Apple Music for Artists, so I saw my music wasn't being played. But I didn't say anything. I'm one of those people, I don't like, because, it's just certain things, I just be like, you know what? They really needed that money, and I'm just not going to do a promotion with them again. That's how I operate. Like, I'm like, damn, they must have really needed that money. And then I'm like, it depends. There's other circumstances where you may get motherfucking reported. And now I notice that this person keeps promoting on Instagram, and it's coming up after my stories, which is a issue I'm having. So I'm literally, I don't want to mention names because that's not my intention in this video. Just know that I've done promotion, I gave people chances. If I saw that there was some sort of dishonesty going on, and now I no longer want to work with you, and now you're trying to make it seem like my current, music that's being played is not what it is, because this person's advertisements kind of subconsciously try to make you feel like somebody else is being dishonest, is my point. But really, I've done this person's promotion, and I saw behind the scenes, and there was no plays being played. Okay? There was some plays being played on Spotify because they knew we could see it, because Spotify actually exposes the listeners. Apple Music don't, but Apple Music has Apple Music for Artists, in which you could see who's playing your music. I've done a promotion with this person via Apple Music, and my music was never being played, is what I'm trying to say. I saw it behind the scenes. Okay? So I'm not going to mention the person's name, but watch out for these music promotions. I don't care if their website looks nice. I don't care if they have an advertisement up on YouTube. It's COVID-19 time right now. People are losing money, and they will do anything. They will say anything to try to and I don't want people to take what I'm saying and apply it to something else. I'm speaking things like music promotions. I'm just saying, do your research. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Do your research before just jumping into something that sounds good and looks good. I'm saying it based upon my personal experiences. When I first was getting my music promoted, I went through a lot of disappointing phases, and I didn't speak about it with anyone, because my thing is like, that's, I spoke about it with some people who I knew did music, and a lot of people be thinking I'm making stuff up until it happens to them. But that's what's going on right now. Utilize this, towards anything in your life you feel uncertain about, something that you're like decent at. Like I said, I don't think I'm like amazing at music, but you should know pretty much where your gifts are at. And if people around you, they may have similar interests or something like that, and maybe they didn't get to make it there, and now these people are indirectly making you feel like you are not worthy. Take time to really acknowledge like what's really going on, because that really could be what's going on. I think like right now is a huge time for people to have an eye-opener as to the new ways that people try to damage other people's self-esteem. And I hope this video provided some clarity, because I'm being completely honest as to what's going on and sharing my personal experiences that were pretty embarrassing and also just pretty sad, that it's happened, and wasteful, and it was a waste of money for me personally. And I never tried to seek revenge back or anything. I'm very quiet, and I'm a very kind and just like good person. I'm be honest, I'm not trying to like brag about myself, but that's why I may come off arrogant sometimes, because a lot of people don't know a lot of this stuff, that I just have a very, very, very like, I just feel like I just have very good morals. But that's another thing. I don't want to, it's not about me, this video. I'm just hoping to like help people to see what's really going on, So that's really all I want to speak about in this video in particular. Hopefully, it brought some clarity to others. And thank you for watching. Blessings, light, love.